from Germany, you were called a nigger. What did that do to you psychologically?
It was really hard at that time. Like, it took a long time for me to love myself. I wanted to bleach my skin. I hated my lips because they used to call me fish lips and cheeseburger lips. Even black men, we don't like black girls. We only like white girls. They will bully us with the white boys. Growing up as a dark-skinned woman was an extreme sport. A lot of us really had to learn to love ourselves. I don't try and get too offended when people are like, oh my gosh, are you a stripper? I'm like, no, I'm an athlete. Just let women feel empowered and sexy and confident. When I actually came to the UK, a lot of the Ghanaians wasn't proud to represent being Ghanaian.
Wow.
And I remember meeting another Ghanaian girl and she was like, I'm not Ghanaian, I'm British. I came up and I said, I am not looking for love. Ghanaian men? Next question. ECG, the guy was saying, you think it's your right, it's not a right, it's a privilege. Do you think in the UK, Rishi can ever say, I'm taking away your electricity because it's not your right? There will be a whole war in the UK. Everyone was literally like, are you sure you can do Ghana? Even my mom's like, be very careful in Ghana. And meanwhile, I'm up at 6 o'clock like, hey! And I'm like, what is this be careful you're talking about? And then one day, someone snatched my phone out of my hands. And I'm like, oh, I get it now. You cannot even be in the car in Ghana without seeing the struggles and the pain and the people. In the UK, you just drive.
What do you like so much about Ghana?
The people, the culture, the peace that it brings me. Like, Ghana is my peace. The moment I come out that airport, everything relaxes because I know that it's Ghana, it's different. Ghana has a beautiful way of humbling you and keeping you calm. It sounds cliche, but I promise you that is when I'm like, life is good.
Hello guys, welcome back again to another amazing episode, and this is the Diaspora Transition episode where we have dialogue with diasporan who decided to leave the diaspora behind, either be in the UK, US, and currently living here on the continent. And today we do have here someone very special, a young lady transitioning onto the continent back and forth from the UK. She's into fitness. She goes by the name Leo. So without further ado, welcome on the show.
Hello, thank you so much for welcoming me on the show.
Now, I know you're a fitness enthusiast. People watching you, they might not really know who you are. Can you briefly introduce yourself to the people watching you?
Of course. Hi, everyone. I'm Leonora, short for Leo. You may know me by my main page, Leo Krista, which is something that I started around my time at university. So that's the beauty, fashion, lifestyle that you may have seen. But as you've mentioned, over the last 2-3 years, I've really dived into the fitness world. So I live, breathe fitness, and also just love to live my best life.
I like that. So, now, you're from the UK, right?
Yes.
Were you born in the UK?
I was actually born in Germany.
Oh, really?
So I was born in Hamburg, Germany, then I moved to the UK when I was 7 years old. But if anybody asked me in Ghana where I'm from, I would say the UK because of my accent, and it's just so much easier.
You speak German?
I understand Deutsch. I kind of left Germany a little bit behind, and then just sort of, I was young. I was like 7 years old, so I did my schooling and education and university all at the UK.
Interesting. I want to, before we get to Ghana and talk about what you have going on here in Ghana, can you take me back a little bit to the UK or even your upbringing and why you thought it's relevant for you to even come back to Ghana or Africa? Where are you from? You're from the Ashanti Kingdom, isn't it?
Of course, yes.
So can you talk to me about that?
I mean, as an Ashanti, you already know my dad is very prideful and proud. So he always let me know that you've got a blood of a black man running through you. Whether I lived in Germany or the UK, so I remember even being young at school, Independence Day, I would wear my traditional wear. I would educate my white peers on Ghana being the first independent nation of Africa. So I've always been proud. I've always loved being Ghanaian. I speak Tree at home with my mum, even though it's my Obroni Tree. She understands it. I still claim it. And then, from eating traditional food to speaking Tree at home, we've always been aware of who we are.
In the UK?
In the UK. And I feel like it's the German part of me, because in Germany, the Ghanaian community are very, very close. Because obviously it's a white man's world, so we go to church together, we have communion together, we're just a really tight-knit community. But when I actually came to the UK, it was a little bit of a shift. Like, the Ghanaians there was a little bit different to, let's say, the German Ghanaians.
What are the differences?
I mean, where I was from, at least, I found that a lot of the Ghanaians wasn't proud to represent being Ghanaian at that time. Don't get it twisted. In the UK, it wasn't cool to be African. Like, the Caribbeans ran like the UK. It was all about being Caribbean and bashment and, dancehall. So when I first came, I remember meeting another Ghanaian girl, and she was like, I'm not Ghanaian, I'm British. I was like, what's going on? But it's been a beautiful transition, because as time has gone by, I see like more and more, like the year of the return, everyone is just so proud to be African, to claim their heritage, educating themselves, obviously with the rise of Afrobeats and stuff. But me and my family, from day one, my dad always said, you're a black woman, you're a Ghanaian woman, you're a Shanti. Don't ever forget who you are. Don't ever forget your roots. Though the first time I was able to come Ghana was 2021, and that was obviously due to like schooling, and it just wasn't the right time and stuff. And then after I said to my mum, why haven't I been to Ghana? And I just said, we're going, and we're going to go there for 4 months, and the rest has just been history.
So what was the first time coming?
It was December 2020, entering, the new year.
Wow.
And I stayed for 4 months for my first time.
Where we are currently filming this episode is called Gendu Place. Gendu Place is a co-working space located in Accra, Ghana, East Legon. If you're a diasporan, you have a remote job and you want to move down here, plug and play, literally, this place is the place for you. They have internet, 24 hours internet, electricity as well, so you can get to enjoy the facilities here. And when you get here, tell them you're coming from Webnation Africa, you might get a discount. Now let's go back a little bit. You say your dad, what's your dad, is he a Pan-African?
So proud.
Okay.
Like, I'm talking about, they call him Ohine. Like,
Ohine, okay.
If you mention my dad's name in the German community or the UK community, they know who he is. He's the first to build the Presbyterian church in Milton Keynes and in Hamburg. Mm-hmm. So he's the reason why I'm such a strong woman, to be honest. Like, he's raised me with pride, with dignity, with integrity, and it's something that I will take on. And I'm just really proud to be able to. He says it all the time. He was like, I love that you love Ghana. Like, it was my biggest fear that my kids will not love home. And now I'm here more than they are. Really? Literally, they were like, hey, I'll pick Ghana, pa.
So you're always in Ghana?
Oh, I mean, I've been here 5 months now. Yeah. It's like every time I leave, I come back within the next 3 months or whatever. So Ghana's my home, it's my motherland.
How is it treating you? Because obviously you're coming from the UK, which is so-called advanced in terms of infrastructure, conveniences, and Ghana is a little bit lacking behind. We don't have that much of infrastructure. Things are not really convenient here. The light goes off every now and then. How you maneuvering your way through that?
Honestly, I feel like something changes when I enter. Like, the moment I come out that Kotoka airport, is like my mindset, my aura, my body language, everything relaxes because I know that it's Ghana, it's different. I also get a sense of humbleness. So a lot of things doesn't actually bother me. I realize in Ghana, if you stress, you will stress yourself. Because whether you like it, the Uber will ask you, please, where are we going? Please cancel. So Ghana has a beautiful way of humbling you and keeping you calm. Obviously, it's quite like a transition. Like, the first time I came...
It's what?
It's a transition.
Elaborate on that.
The very first time I came Ghana, I remember just chilling and then lights off, and I was like, what is that? Nobody warned me. No one prepared me. But then afterwards, after 1 month, I pretty much settled in. I got used to the roads, I got used to the drivers, the people, and I was also surrounded by family and friends that know their way in Ghana. But that being said, right now, I'm staying around airport sites. So I barely get any lights off. So I won't lie, I like to live my Ghana life a certain way. I don't want to come here and stress and so on. So I try and alleviate as much stress as possible. So even where I stay, we have lights off once a while. Obviously, we all felt the stress of the ECG and the internet. That was a huge issue because I work remotely as well. So I was a bit panicking, but again, I've got good understanding managers. I was able to sort of work around it and plan advance. There are days where you're like, oh, Ghana. But what can you do?
What was the worst circumstances?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think it's just days. And I'm a woman, so depending on where you are in your month. So some things can just trigger you. 1 minute, you're trying to book a car and they're moving crazy and you're like, what is going on? One time I had an Uber come to me, pick me up after church. I've just praised the Lord. This Uber's outside. He said that he doesn't want to go to that place. I was like, so why did you drive all the way here? And then he was like, I don't want to go there. You've made me waste my journey coming here. And I was like, you accepted it. So we were going back and forth. And I was just like, I will not let you stress me. He was calling me stupid. And I said, thank you, Satan of agent. And honestly, I actually don't stress in Ghana. I tell myself, if I feel like here, let's say even when you go to a restaurant, you will order something and then they come back 20 minutes later like, please, we haven't got it, with the smile on their face. It was always a smile like, we haven't got it. And it's like, you could have told me this 20 minutes ago. But again, it's Ghana. It's something that you will find us diasporans saying a lot, like it's Ghana. Ghana.
What do you like so much about Ghana?
Everything. The people, the culture, the peace that it brings me. Like Ghana is my peace. And sometimes my local Ghanaian friends doesn't understand, which I also get why they will think, why is it? But to me, it's my peace. I'm the happiest here. I feel free. I feel my most beautiful self here. Sometimes I even sit in the cars and I look at the billboards and seeing like beautiful black women, black people. Like in the UK, it's a white man's world. Like, so to see yourself reflected on these billboards is almost like this is where I belong. This is my home. And being born and raised in Germany, from the moment I understood language, I was called nigger, the N-word. Even growing, Germany was very racist, and this is why sort of when I left that place, I was like, it is what it is. And even the UK as well, it's not as bad as, let's say, Germany, but you do have to fight sometimes, and there is obviously disadvantages and racism and discrimination, and this is something that you guys will never understand unless you leave Africa, because why would a white man come here? And so that sense of belonging. Ghana to me is forget about the nightlife, forget about the dirty December and so on. It's actually the peace that it brings me. Like sometimes I'll just go to Labadi Beach, walk out or ride a horse, and I'll just take in the ocean, take in the sun, take in the air. And in that moment, I feel the most alive. In that moment, I'm like, God is alive, God is real, and I'm alive. And it just feels so beautiful. It sounds cliche, but I promise you that is when I'm like, life is good.
I like that. I mean, I've heard so many diasporans say what you're saying, but I think normally Ghanaians don't really see what they have here.
They don't.
Right. We believe that we have to get to the UK to get our greener pastures. You say Ghana is your peace. I know someone watching right now would say UK is his peace, and he can't wait to get there.
And I understand, like I said, the reason I'm able to live the life that I live in Ghana, like, if I want to go to the beach, I go to the beach. If I want to treat myself to Kempinski, I'll treat myself. If I want to get a massage, like I do random stuff. Like 1 week I'm doing pottery, the next week I'm doing horse riding, and then I'm like, do you want to go and get dinner or something? And sorry, I don't like discount the privilege that my parents, they've worked so hard to get us to the UK, to get the education, to get the degrees and so on. So I'm grateful to God that I have that privilege and so on. And this is why also when I come Ghana, I try and really humble myself and not, you know, sometimes I feel like diasporans get like a bad name, like, oh, the UK girls are rude or da-da-da-da. Like I really try and humble myself.
Really?
I've had like one or two, maybe during Dirty December or stuff, but for me, I just keep calm, keep cool, and remember that I am here because of, let's say, the struggles that my parents did to get to the UK, so I can come here and enjoy. Like right now, the Ghana rate for us is sweet. One city is like what, almost 17. I mean, £1 is almost 17 cities. Little things like that. Like so, I don't discount that privilege. I'm very grateful to God, and this is why my prayer eventually is to be able to also give back to the community. I do some small things, like I always say, if I can help one person or bless one person, at least that's someone. But my prayer is one day to, let's say, be able to start an orphanage, a school, and to really just leave an imprint, because education saved my life. Like I love reading.
Really?
I'm a
What do you mean
nerd.
education saved your life? Elaborate on that.
As in, I just love education. I left school with about 6 A stars, 1 A, 2 Bs. I did really well A levels, educated to a degree. If I wanted to go back and do a master's, the government will give me that loan for it. So, and I want to be able to give children in Ghana that opportunity. I feel like sometimes when I talk to, let's say, fellow locals or even girls, like they have that really quiet tone, like, hi, oh, please, oh, we haven't got, and I also feel like it comes from the environment. It doesn't uplift you. It sort of tells you, be quiet, don't speak, you're not a big boy. Only the big boys or the oga, the bossus can have the privilege to speak. Who are you type of thing. And I want to pour confidence and let people know that you are here. Like, there's so many talented children here, there's so many talented people, but they haven't got the education or the access to be able to, fully develop to who they're supposed to be. And that is something that I would just sort of love to do. And again, like I do with, let's say, with my family members, my cousins, or whoever's around me, just sort of uplifting them, supporting them, whether it's financially or spiritually or like just with encouragement. Because in the UK, you're told you can be anything, you can be anyone, the American dream, the UK, whatever it is. And in Ghana, again, you just get told it's just Ghana. Even like the ECG, the guy was saying it's not, you think it's your right, it's not a right, it's a privilege. Like even hearing that, like on national, I was like, oh my God, this is Ghana. Like, do you think in the UK, Rishi can ever say, I'm taking away your electricity because it's not your right? There will be a whole war in the UK. Like, it's unheard of. So it's just little things like this, again, that reminds me that, again, like I can go back but I don't know.
No, I mean, you want to change that. If, apart from education and doing this charity work, what are some other things that you would really think, if you are given the opportunity, you would like to change?
Also education on fitness.
Fitness?
Yeah, lifestyle and fitness. Even though naturally I feel like Ghanaians are very fit, especially the ones that are always actively on their feet and working and stuff. But fitness can actually alleviate so much stress. Body pains can help you age so much better. And I feel like we haven't got a lot of education when it comes down to like having to do PE, making sure you do your 10,000 steps every single day, drinking a certain amount of water. Sometimes you can go to restaurants that will give you so much carbs. Where's the protein? Where's the vegetables? Every day using palm oil, every day contour stew, this, that.
Are you saying it's not good?
I mean, it's tasty, it's delicious, but all that carbs, no protein. I mean, we're winning with the eggs. We will love a good egg, but it's about that education, preserving your youth. And not even that, it's about who do you want to be when you're 70 years old? Do you want to be able to still bend over and tie your shoelaces? If you look at the Chinese culture, for instance, they'll be 80, 100, and they're still walking up and down a mountain. Why? Because they prioritize waking up, stretching, exercising, and so on. And I hear it, in Ghana, we may not always have the time, but all you need is 30 minutes, because that 30 minutes is for yourself. When you're working out, you're not working out for somebody else's body, you're not working out for somebody else's heart, you're working out for yourself. And yeah, that's just something that I just want to also educate. And also, it's so good for your mental health. If you're stressed, go and exercise. Take a walk, take a stroll, go to the beach, do whatever. So yeah, that's also something that I would love to just sort of shine a light on.
Now, you made mention that you were 7 years old. I mean, in Germany, you were called a nigger and stuff like that. What did that do to you psychologically?
It was really hard at that time. Like, it took a long time for me to love myself and to love my skin. Literally. So it was one of those things. I remember going home and being like, Papa, wieso bin ich schwarz? Like, why am I black? I wanted to bleach my skin. I hated my lips because they used to call me fish lips and cheeseburger lips. Yeah, it was that intense. So it's little things like that. It really messed up my mental for a long, long time. And then coming to the UK, we moved not to London, but to also like white predominant area. So again, it was better than Germany, of course, but it was still having to build up. But luckily I had my family, my parents, and my brothers who always were like, girl, you are beautiful, you're strong, we all have big lips, look at us. And then again, when you come to Ghana and you see everyone with their features, with their big lips, with their dark skin, and it's just like,
this if you have big lips in the UK, you're not pretty?
It wasn't always a thing.
Really?
Like I said, a lot has shifted in the last, I don't know, ever since that black girl magic movement, So when was this? Like, not even that long ago. Like, I'm talking about 10 years. So black girls used to get bullied. Like, even black men used to bully us. They used to be like, we don't like black girls. We only like white girls. Like, they used to be the ones that will bully us with the white boys. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to really shine a light upon that, talk about that too tough. Because you have to give credit. A lot of people have grown and have changed a lot, and learning to love themselves, to recognize that, you know, black women are beautiful. But yeah, no, we were very badly bullied, at least my area, and I feel like a lot of black girls can attest that growing up as a dark-skinned woman was an extreme sport. And a lot of us really had to learn to love ourselves and just uplift ourselves. And this is why there's campaigns like Black Girl Magic, My Black is Beautiful. And I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of rappers start rapping about black women as of recent. It never used to be a thing. We never used to go on TV and see a dark-skinned woman. So this is why even I started content creating. Like, I was a makeup artist at MAC, so I started just sharing tips online just to inspire the next black girl that, you know what, there's someone that looks like you. I will still wear my red lips. I will still put on my lip gloss, and I will show you that, yes, God created these features. God created our full lips. I know it was really intense. It was hard. But I thank God for growth. Now I look in the mirror and I'm like, yes. Like, even with the gym, like, when I gym, my body be bodying because of the black man's jeans. So yeah, no.
But I mean, that's what you prefer, right?
With the heat?
Yeah.
I love it.
You love the heat?
I love it.
But now it's a little bit too much.
I mean, heat stroke is a real thing now. I love the heat. I love being warm. It gets really cold in the UK, like very, very, very cold. So being able to come here and just sort of catch my breath, it means a lot.
Did you have, I mean, when you decided to embark on this journey, even visiting to spend your first 6 months in Ghana, did you have any kind of holdback or pushback from friends and family?
Everyone was literally like, are you sure you can do Ghana? Like, what? Like, hey, it's not Ghana. What? And I'm like, so it came to a point where I didn't want to tell anyone, because I don't need your negative input and energy and so on. Because even my parents, as soon as they're like, wow, I can't believe you really, really love Ghana, because again, they grew up completely different. Like, their upbringing in Ghana is obviously completely different, so they still have that bit of pain and anxiety sometimes.
The anger towards Ghana.
Like, even my mom's like, be very careful in Ghana. And meanwhile, I'm up at 6 o'clock like, hey! And I'm like, what is this be careful you're talking about? And then one day, I forgot myself. My windows was rolled down and someone snatched my phone out of my hands. And I'm like, oh, I get it now.
They didn't warn you from other family members accusing them of witchcraft and don't go to them?
I mean, little things like that. But then again, like, I used to be so scared. Like, I think part of the reasons why it took so long, as much as I love being Ghanaian, I always represented it at home, wearing African clothing, speaking tree. I was terrified to come to Africa because of that witchcraft, voodoo. Somebody even was like, hey, they were jealous of you and they would do this. But I'm a child of God. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It comes to a point when you have to stop giving the enemy so much power and being fearful and being like, I'm scared because of this and this and that. That means you don't trust God, or you think that whoever, like, how can a family member or somebody be stronger than my almighty God who created heaven and earth? So I don't let that fear get to me. I don't even think about that anymore. Every day I just read my Bible, I cover myself in the blood of Jesus, and then but I've put that anxiety, that fear way aside, like, and I'm really strong and confident in that aspects. Even to be on social media, like, one of my pages has 43,000 followers. When I first started doing it again, my mum was like, hey, mommy, all these eyes watching you, are you not scared? And that put fear in me, because I was like, oh my God, it's true. Someone could keep giving me evil eye and this and this and that. But I thought, again, I'm not going to hinder the blessings or like the message that I could be potentially sharing with someone or inspiring someone, because I'm scared that someone that doesn't even know me might jealous me or do something to me. I will not give him that power. All the glory goes to God. And I'm at this point, if you try and do something to me, I will believe that it will just go back to you. That's where I'm at in my faith. I'm not oblivious to it. I know there's evil in the world, but there's evil everywhere. There's evil even in the UK. There's witches in the UK as well. But yeah, no, I'm not going to stop that from that being me. Just know that I have a God. So if anyone is watching thinking that let's put this to test, please don't try my God. No. Because you yourself will hurt yourself.
Let me ask you this. I mean, the question is what? Wait. People might be watching you right now, right, in the UK. Actually, I've had people who told me that they would rather stay in the diaspora than even embark on a journey to Africa to find out what Africa has in store for them.
Yeah.
What do you think these people are missing out if they have this kind of mindset?
I feel like missing out on connecting with the actual roots and who they are. Like when I first came to Ghana, I did the Cape Coast. I felt the actual spirit of our ancestors. It was a crazy feeling. And like I said, before I came to Ghana, I thought, I'm a strong black woman. I know I'm Ghanaian. But it wasn't until I stepped foot here that I was like, wow, this is what it actually means to even live as a local, or like this is what Ghana's all about. So I feel like, I mean, everyone can have their preferences. Like I have friends that just come just for 1 week. They can't stay for no longer than 1 week and then they go back.
Really?
Which is, everyone has their preference, so you can't sort of fault people on that. However, I will definitely urge, at least come and check out your motherland, your hometown once. Because regardless, this is the country where your parents was born, this is the blood that runs through your veins. So I feel like it's important that at least everyone experiences it once. In regards to what they're missing out on beauty. Ghana is beautiful. Like Ghana is beautiful, especially when you travel and I've been Exim, I've been Western region, obviously Cape Coast, the furthest point of Ghana, Ada, Abri. Like Ghana is so beautiful. It's more than just Accra. And I don't care what you guys even say. I love my kaswa. Okay, at least my Bojo Beach and my Kokobite and stuff. But don't shun my kaswa's up and coming. Just hold on to
Kokobite is not kaswa.
Okay.
You should go to the real castle. You will not even say, oh no.
Just hold on to your private parts. I hear that. I hear some things are going missing over there.
Do you believe that is true?
I mean, it's Ghana. It's just so hilarious. When I saw it, because
first it was your phone. They will disappear your phone in your pocket. Now you can lose your private part just by walking in public in Kaswa. That's out of a movie though. I don't think it's true.
I know. I mean, I cannot comment. I just, we just seen what's circulating in the memes and so on. But my point is the missing out on, other than that connection within their inner selves and connecting with their people and understanding, sometimes it's not, like even my parents, they've worked so hard. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize that I was a little bit like Paisam. I was a little bit like, where is this? Papa, Mama. It wasn't until I came to Ghana and I realized, wow, this is where you guys came from. And like, I kid you not, Ghana's completely changed my whole perspective on life. Like,
what is like the one thing that changed your mindset?
Everything. Like, when I say I'm rich, I don't say it because of money. I'm rich because I have clean water, I have food, I have roof, I have electricity, I've got internet. Like, that is so rich. I have family, I have God, I have love. And like, sometimes you cannot even be in a car in Ghana without seeing the struggles and the pain and the people. Like in the UK, you just drive. You don't see all of this stuff that you see here every single day. And I don't know, maybe because I'm also a little bit of an empath. So sometimes, like, constantly seeing these little kids coming up to your windows and begging, or seeing, doesn't matter whether you're going clubbing at whatever time or waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, there's always someone up the street ready to hustle, selling food, selling drinks, just so they can eat that day. And we take so much for granted in the UK. Like, even though, of course, we pay back our student loan, I would like to think education is essentially free in the UK. Like, we have so much opportunity.
From junior high school to university?
Yeah, up until, obviously, you have to take a loan and then you have to pay the government back. But my point is, I know people that are doing like 3 degrees. And realistically, statistically speaking, no one will ever really pay back their student loan. So we will die with our student debt, essentially, according to like the government, that no one will ever really pay back their student loan. But my point is, even to have the opportunity, when I had my phone stolen from me, I called my friend, I said, you come in Ghana, right? I've ordered an iPhone 14, can you please bring it down to me? Like, to even have that privilege. I called O2, I was like, someone stole my phone, they replaced it.
You didn't pay the money?
I mean, I just paid like that little access and so on, but it's so small compared to, let's say, if I had to outright buy. So it's just this little opportunities and privileges that I don't take for granted. It's like in the UK where I'm privileged because we're still black and we still have to work times 10 harder, but we can't deny the privilege that is out there and the opportunities that you can achieve and do. And yeah.
Talking about opportunities, would you say you've identified some opportunities down here in Ghana that you think people watching can capitalize on, or even yourself?
Do you know what it is? I think it's and a lot of my friends and stuff are doing businesses here. I think there's a lot of opportunities in Ghana, especially as diasporans, because we have the education, we may have more funds and investments. So as long as you have a passion and a vision, however, I do say practice a lot of patience. A lot of patience. So with me, I didn't come Ghana thinking, I want to start a business or do this and this and that. If I do something in Ghana, it will always be charity based or like fitness related, because I'm comfortable doing, like, let's say my work as a marketer, as a social media manager, as a content creator.
Really?
Yeah, so I do marketing. I work as a social media manager for like clients, brands, companies, and so on. So for me personally, I know, like, I've tried to like do one or two things, but again, Ghana, like, you will set up a meeting and then people show up like 5 hours later, or you'll try and register a company and please, that name is on. It's just a lot of stress that I'm not mentally ready for. However, I do think there's a lot of opportunities. You just have to have time and patience.
What do you think are the best advices for people who are embarking on this journey? What do you think they should watch out for? 3 things.
Money.
They should be prepared enough financially.
Very, very prepared. Like, people always think, oh, Ghana's cheap. Ghana's not cheap.
How much money do you think is enough?
Nothing's enough. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say because I don't know what they're sort of planning on, but just have enough money to sustain yourself. And especially if you're doing business with other Ghanaians, sometimes you have to support them in ways that, let's say, you wouldn't support someone if you're hiring them in the UK. Like, I know someone that, let's say, owns little beach resorts and they're literally providing housing for their employees, which is really, really beautiful, and I love that. That's why I always support them. But see, little things like this, if I'm hiring someone in the UK, I will not be like, and here's your house, here's your bedroom. So just little things like that. It's Africa. People are still really struggling here. So if you starting a business, you have to have that money, and I will say patience. That's the key thing. Otherwise, like I said, you will stress yourself. You will get frustrated with yourself because they will be like, boss, whether you like or not, I will come the time I come. And then the third thing, let me see. So money, patience, connections. It's not about who you are, it's about who you know. So yeah, those 3 main things.
What's the difference between connections and corruption?
Connections and corruption? I can't answer that. I mean, it's
who you know gives you access.
Yeah.
And corruption, it can also be defined as, because my son or my, knows me, I can put
I feel like that's when we get really, really deep into like the politics and everything else. But I feel like, let's say the regular person coming to, let's say, start a business or their dream, you don't always have to fall into that corruption or bribery and so on. That's why it's all I say is about who you know type of thing. Like I know people that have successfully bought a farm without having to lose their dignity and their pride and their self-respect. So I am not a big fan of, if I want to tip you and so on, I will, but I will not do anything that will go against my actual like self-respect and dignity and so on. So in regards to that corruption, I feel like that's a whole other conversation. Like I have never witnessed, let's say, election. Like even my friends were like, are you going to be here for the election? It's really dangerous. And I'm like, what do you mean it's really dangerous? They're like, people die. And I'm like, what? what do you mean? So all of that I'm still learning, and it's a huge shock to my system. But at the same time, I don't want to overwhelm myself too much right now thinking about that or getting lost with that type of, like, I don't know, politics. It's not my line of area or expertise, so I don't want to talk too much about it, and I don't know, yeah.
I mean, I still want to be able to get you to give a number, you know, because people coming down here. There's a lady that came on the show and she said she moved to Ghana with just £2,000 and her flight ticket.
I mean, she came in with a vision, a goal, a dream. Like I said, it depends what type of life you want to live in Ghana, and also what you want to do. The answer to the question I was answering in that aspect was, if you want to come Ghana for, let's say, maybe start a business or with an opportunity in mind. However, if you just want to come and just be like, I'm fed up with my UK life, I'm just going to up and leave and move to Ghana. I mean, I feel like the world's your oyster. As long as you put your mind to it. However, I'm someone that likes to plan. I don't ever like to stress or lack. And I pride myself in savings. I always put money aside, and money, because anything can happen. You can be made redundant. You may have to pay something outright. Something might go wrong in your apartment, and your landlord is unresponsive. But I don't know. I can't. For example, Black Volta reported that during Dirty December, Ghana generated 1.3 billion in tourists, and the average consumer spent up to £3,000. So, and let's say if someone is staying roughly for, let's say, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, £3,000 on average, minus flights, which is already technically like £1,000. Like, flights to Accra is very expensive. So by the time you've paid your flights, your apartment, you would have maybe spent about 5K. Ghana's not cheap, and like I said, it depends the type of life that you want to live. You can live very humble. You don't have to live and stay in Embassy Gardens.
Is that where you live?
No. I will not disclose where I live on camera. Come on. Like I said, I'm staying airport residential, but I could have chosen to stay in my family house in West Legon or in Broadcasting. But again, I chose to have a certain lifestyle that I'm paying for. But if I wanted to live very humbly, like when I first came to Ghana, I was with my mum, staying in our family house in Broadcasting. Like, it was nice. I would walk over, get my coconut water. We grow our own like fruits and our own like plantain and so on. So it was like completely different life to what I'm living, let's say right now, staying around airport sides. So I feel like you can make it happen. If you have 500, 2,000, if you genuinely want to just up and move to Ghana, do so. But I just say best plan yourself, because Ghana is expensive. Especially again, that shift from like, we haven't got Aldi here. If you go ShopRite, I've gone ShopRite and spent like 1,000 cities plus, and I'm looking at my car and I'm like, what did I even buy? I will not spend that much in the UK, because we have Aldi, we have...
What is Aldi?
Aldi is just, it was like our supermarket, but it's so affordable. Like, lifestyle in the UK is so much more affordable. You can be poor, like whatever, poor, and I feel like you can still have a decent life. Like, I've seen poor families still book a family trip to Greece and be like, anyway, shall we go to Disneyland? Oh, it's grandma's birthday, let's go and bake it. I don't know, like, you understand.
But they are poor.
But they're considered poor or average or something, whereas, let's say, the average or poor family can't just always, I don't know, I can't speak for the poorest, but my point is, Ghana's expensive, so plan yourself well. And yeah, that's the little advice that I would give, because I don't want to set anyone up for failure and be like, yeah, come with £500, because that £500 will go by the next week.
Did you check to see your monthly expenses? If so, how much it is?
Again, I don't want to be the principal, because I mean,
people are watching you.
I know,
a lot of people watch this episode.
I've been living my best life.
I mean, let's know, because I think one of the things I try to do is to give people a realistic idea of what they should expect.
But this is what I was saying. Like, the average person spent £3,000 on their Ghana trip. £3,000
a month.
So, and that's like just in the space of December. So It's the question as if you're coming as a tourist or if you're coming to like want to try and build a life here. So as a tourist, I feel like if you're coming on holiday, you're coming on holiday. So have at least minimum 1,500 because you will want to go out and experience Sandbox, Kipensky, whatever, your nightlife and so on. So otherwise, if you come with anything less, you just limit yourself. If you're coming here to live, obviously, then you're going to have to start being a little bit financially savvy and planning. So, like, I cook, I love cooking. I just do, let's say, my main grocery shopping at ShopRite, but I've now learned to utilize the ladies around me. Like, I just start walking around, I'm like, oh, there's an egg lady here. Oh, there's a fruit lady here. So I actually shop locally a lot nowadays to get my eggs, my water, my fruits. Like little just essentials and stuff. Like I rather shop locally and so on. Whereas initially, if I came here on holiday, stay in embassy, I would just order stuff off Bold Food. So I feel like monthly expenses, I don't know, £500-ish or less. You can be practical and do it up to, let's say, $250 if you're being reasonable and spending cautiously.
Interesting. Now, I mean, one will watch. I mean, the gentlemen are watching. Are you? You are a pretty young lady, fitness enthusiast, being here in Ghana. I know my Ghanaian men, how they can be very aggressive.
Yeah.
How have your dating life been so far coming to Ghana?
I'm not gonna lie. I came across and I said I am not looking for love. I've been coming Ghana a lot, like, and Ghanaian men. Next question. No, I'm joking. I'm not gonna lie, I've been very focused on myself. I have not really been dating. When I first came, I was dating a little bit, but then I got overwhelmed because Ghanaian men, like you said, they can be quite forward and aggressive. Not aggressive as in like hurting you aggressive, but with...
Straight to the point.
Straight to the point. I love you, I wanna marry you. I wanna know everything that you're doing. And it's like a bit like, whoa, hold it. And I also pride myself in taking care of myself. Like my father raised me right. So when it comes out to my flight, my apartment, everything about me, I take care of myself, literally. I don't want nobody stressing me, knocking on my door because they think they're paid for A, B, C, D, E, none of that. So I date on my terms. And it came to a point where I was just a little bit like, you know what, I'm not actually here for dating and so on. But if you want to come here, like the Ghanaian men, one thing I would say is, they're like men's men, like they're very respectful, like they're the type of men that will hold the doors open for you, open your car door, they do want to take care of you in that aspect.
So you advise your friends to come find love in Ghana?
No.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
No. I get so shocked when I hear that one story of people coming here and finding true, genuine love. I'm like, wow.
How did you do it?
Yeah. As a diasporan, like the type of man that I will want will have to have a certain equivalent to what I have or more. So it's hard for me, let's say, to date like the regular local because I will always feel the pressure on me personally that, okay.
You don't want to be a sugar mommy for somebody.
Basically. And then let's say the ones that do have the funds, girl, where's his wife? Or they cheat, I don't know. I've never cheated and I like to believe I've never been cheated on. So this whole disloyalty thingy, I just can't do multiple men, multiple women. I don't like it. So I'd rather just stick to myself, focus on myself. Like if I want to go out, I go with my girls. If I happen to meet someone out and we have a good vibe, we would chill and so on, but then everyone go back to their homes. But yeah.
So you're single?
I am single.
What's the social media, people?
I am single.
Oh man, this is a great conversation. What would you say has been kind of a takeaway from your experience 6 months living here on the continent, living here in Ghana?
Like again, my actual purpose in coming to Ghana this trip was just to relax, find peace, be at home. So like I said previously, it's about just humbling yourself. When I let's say leave for the spring, summer, whatever, I will be taking away just the calmness that Ghana has given me. UK has a way of stressing you out and you're always really uptight. What else? the amazing memories and the people and the conversations that I have had, I'll be taking that away. And then, yeah, Ghana's a beautiful place. Honestly, guys, come. Like, the good outweighs the bad, in my opinion. The light's off. Sometimes the light will be off and it's fine. I'm like, fine, I got my little fan. It's okay. Let me enjoy my peace and quiet. And again, it's that reminder of I've never had to worry or stress about this my entire life. Like, I've never had to worry about making sure my tank is clean, making sure my landlord updates the filter. It's these little things that just sort of humbles you and reminds you, like, let's say where your family's come from, where you have been, and also how I think, what can I do to maybe impact some change?
I've been seeing your TikTok trending everywhere. I've seen you work out, and I mean the stereotypes surrounding you do pole.
Yes.
Right? People would call you a stripper, and there's a negative stigma around that. How do you navigate through that, and how do you even educate people with that kind of mindset around that?
Obviously, it's one of those things like Africa will have a different mindset to, let's say, the Western world on, you might call it stripping, we call it pole fitness, pole training, calisthenics, and it's just the craziest workout anyone can ever do. If you see my back, that is all from pole training. But honestly, like, I don't try and get too offended when people are like, oh my gosh, are you a stripper? Do you strip? I'm like, no, I'm an athlete. I do it for fun. I literally have it in my home. I've been wanting to actually do some workshops in Ghana and also like just let women feel empowered and sexy and confident. I actually started doing it when I came out of a long-term relationship because I just felt a little, and I wanted to just uplift myself, and I just fell in love with the sport. So honestly, I don't let it bother me, and I hope eventually we can start shining a light on different forms of fitness, because it's not just gymming or running. Literally, like you said, dancing is a huge fitness. Pole is, try and climb up a pole and let me know how you feel afterwards. But no, it's honestly, it's liberating, it's powerful, and it's everything. Sometimes I do it barefoot, sometimes I wear my 8-inch heels and feel like the baddest bee. And yeah, no, it makes me feel sexy, it makes me feel empowered, and I really want to encourage many, many more women to just get into the sport. But that also being said, when you are trying in different sports, you do have to respect the origin and where that's come from. So when I go to the strip clubs, I try and tip the ladies, because obviously that's sort of where it stems from. So I don't dispute it or like sort of hinder it or talk down on it, because I do it as a sport, or I do it for fun, or do it to, let's say, educate or inspire other young girls or women to sort of get into it.
So why did you create a page dedicated to that?
Because again, I've been doing it for like 2 years. I was getting really good and strong, and I thought to myself, it's time to just share that bit of talent and share my art, which is my body. So yeah, I'm yet to post a lot more, so watch out. A lot more videos are coming out. And yeah, I just wanted to share my art.
You say your art.
I am
There's
art.
an art behind you.
Yeah.
I look at it all the time. So you want to be looked at? Is that what you
I mean, when you share content online, your aim is to like reach the right target audience, isn't it? And to be fair, like for me, I love it when I reach my target audience, which is female, which is women. Obviously, there's always that one guy that's like, I know where you can do that dance, or can I get that private show again? It's that ignorance and so on. I'm just like, haha, whatever. But yeah, no, I do believe my body is a form of art. Even at the gym, like the movements, seeing your muscles contract, and just, it's like bodybuilding, you know, when they just come on stage and they do that poses, that body is art. And when I'm on that pole and I'm literally twisting and turning and putting my body in crazy positions, I'm creating shapes, I'm creating movements. That is art. To me, anyways. So sometimes before I share it, I always ask the question to my followers, can I share my art with you? And then they know what's coming. Then they'll be like me, like swirling, and just, sometimes people even ask me, do you have bones? But even stuff like that, I share with my parents. Like my dad be like, hey, when you do that, dear, like, mommy, obe prayer. And I'm like, no, I'm trained in this. And so I'm like, I'm not ashamed. My parents even like, they're like, you're so strong. Like, I love that. Like, you just push your body past its limitations. My mom's always like, if I can do that, I'll be on it too. So it's something that I share with him as well, because I would never want someone else, let's say, to send it to them and they not understand it. So I've even educated them on, they call it acrobatics. They're like, this acrobatics, they're, oh yeah, dear. And yeah, easy, because it is. It's, yeah. It's like, it's the best thing I've ever done. It's my favorite sport. It's actually what made me fall in love with the gym. So, yeah.
Share with me the social media platforms you have.
So, Litness, Leitness, obviously Leo, fitness, Litness. So that's my new fitness page. I've actually only created that like a month ago, so it's very new. So if you guys want to follow my journey on pole and gym, I would really appreciate that. And then, of course, is my main page, Leo Krista. So Leo, Leo Krista, Christ with an A. That's beauty, fashion, and lifestyle. So that's where you'll see like my makeup tips, travels, and yeah, just everything lifestyle. I just throw everything in that page. And that's what I've had for like the longest since university. And that's where I've built like my most following. So yeah, those are my two babies. You have a YouTube channel? I do. I haven't mentioned that because the YouTube community is still like, girl, are you ever coming back? But hopefully once I get a new camera, I need to stop sleeping on myself, but I will be back on YouTube. But you can also find that linked on my Instagram. Okay. I have not really been in my dating bag here. So you've not dated in 5 months in Ghana? I've gone on like I said, when I came, I went on like 1 or 2 dates as I was been. But after a while, I find dating exhausting because as a girl, I'm the one that's investing my time, doing my hair, doing my nails, putting on makeup for your pleasure. And also, again... My pleasure? I mean, for their, like, literally, because you find someone attractive and you want to take them out or whatever. And I'm old now. I'm getting old. I'm on the other side of my 20s. How old are you? 20-something. Are you going to tell me a lady is not supposed to tell their age? No, I just want to be a baby 28 girl. 28 years? Not yet. Not yet, 25. Okay, I'm past that. I'm going to be 28 in July. But my point is, I'm on the other end of the spectrum where I don't want to waste my time. If I actually say yes to dating you, there has to be an initial attraction. There has to be an alignment. What's your type of man, though? I like a man's man. Like, I like a man that's in his gym bag. I love muscles. Because I'm a strong girl, so I need a man that I know can just... Who can beat you up? Beat me up. Not... You see what I mean with Ghana, man? No, I mean, I like to be picked up. I'm a princess, but also further than that, like the mindset. Like, I feel like a lot of the men here, they think either because they have A, B, C, D, E, they don't have to, let's say, be emotionally intelligent or have that intellect. And I'm a smart woman, so if I can't engage with conversation with you or in alignment with you, I'm not interested. But yeah, it's not like I haven't been interested, it's just I haven't had the type of man that I would want to... Are you sure you didn't chop breakfast? A Ghanaian has not given you breakfast. What does that mean? Broken heart. Oh, no. I've never been heartbroken in Ghana, fortunately. Unfortunately? Fortunately. Fortunately, okay. I'm the heartbreaker. I'm joking. But yeah, no, it's just one of those things, like, and I'm a thinker, so I always think, like, if I start getting with someone right now, what would our life look like? And I think, like I said, I'm a planner. I plan everything to the T. Like, I knew when I was going to go to university. I knew what university I wanted to go to. I just plan everything. And again, it's that privilege of being in the UK or growing up in the area that I came from. So I know what I want in a man. I know what I want in a husband, in a future father of my kids and so on. And I'm not gonna lie, I also don't like wasting men's time. Like, girls be like, oh, just go on a date, enjoy the free food. I'm like, I can actually cook for myself or take myself out. Like, one time, I cancelled a date and took myself out. I was like, I don't want to be around men. But that's just the space that I'm in right now. Like, I'm just in this, want to protect my space. Like, I wake up, I'm in the gym 2 hours a day. I have about 100 grams of protein. I drink about 4 liters of water. I read my Bible every single day. So why would I lower my standards when it comes to a man or just give myself to anyone for the sake of it. So it's like when I put so much discipline on myself, so much self-love, so much respect, only a man that's levels can talk to me. And I intimidate a lot of small boys, especially when they know I'm not one of those girls that you can just walk over.
How do you know if you intimidate them?
I know.
How?
You just know as a woman. And not even that, even my male friends be like, oh, like, this person likes you, but they're so scared to talk to you. And I'm like, good. Because my man will not be afraid to come and talk to me because I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. I'm not that scary. But yeah, no. I mean, like I said, Ghanaian men are really respectful when it comes down to, they know how to treat a woman to a certain extent, but it's not...
To an extent.
Yeah, but it's just not something that I want to sort of commit to right now in my time.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I don't know yet. I haven't planned.
You say you're a planner.
I haven't planned that far ahead.
Okay.
But I see myself happy. I see myself wealthy. I see myself loved. But this is where it also gets tricky because I'm entering a whole new era. I'm going to be 28. So this is also where I'm leaning more on God and His guidance and maybe what He has and plans for me. I've ticked a lot of boxes. I've done what I needed to do.
Thank you so much for talking to me.
Oh, thank you for having me.
If you have a final message for people watching you, what would that message be?
Don't listen to everybody else. Like, especially if you really do feel like you want to move to Ghana or Nigeria or Africa or anywhere, just pray on it, meditate on it, and listen to yourself. Sometimes even like your family and friends can discourage you, not because they don't want the best for you, but out of their own fear and anxiety and care for you. But listen with them and test it out. Like, come for a holiday or two, see how you like it. But Ghana is beautiful. Ghana is amazing. Ghana is a lesson. It will humble you, but it will also fill you with a lot of joy and happiness. Just be open-minded to it. And another thing I will say, Ghana's more than the bloom, the A's, the twists, the moods. Really, really discover Ghana and find the beauty within.
Is Ghana the only African country you've been to?
It actually has been. And it's so bad because I told myself, I'm going to be here for so long. I'm going to go to Togo. I'm going to go to Nigeria. My bruh.
I'm going to Nigeria next month. So if you're an entrepreneur, you're a diaspora and you live in Nigeria right now, moving from the diaspora, this email is on your screen. If you want to share your story with us, reach out to us and we would come to your doorstep. Hopefully you're in Abuja or Lagos. Anyways.
But you know, I told you I came Ghana and I fell in love with Ghana. Prior to me coming Ghana, I will go to Bali, Thailand, New York, Vienna, Dubai. I've traveled a lot. But when I discovered Ghana, I was like, the moment I land, I'm booking another ticket to Ghana. I land, I book another ticket to Ghana. But I think I'm ready to start traveling and exploring the other parts of the world.
Have you been to Zanzibar? Do you know where Zanzibar is?
No, I do know where it is, but I've never been.
You should go to Zanzibar, you'll like it.
Okay, I'll put it on my list. I've got Nigeria on my list. I've got Togo on my list. I want to visit South Africa. But I just hope that as good as Ghana. Nigerians always say, come to Nigeria. And I'm like, okay, let's see. So maybe you let me know. I'll look up for your YouTube video and see what Nigeria is saying.
So we're doing Nigeria and South Africa. So also if you're in South Africa, reach out to us on this email and then we'll be with you to share your story with the audience. So without further ado, let's say bye-bye to the people watching us, all right?
Thank you.
Peace
Bye.
out.